What are the odds of being MrBeast's 100 millionth subscriber? Today I'm going to walk you through the best way to answer this question mathematically, and at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how you can maximize your chances of being the 100 millionth subscriber. So stay tuned. Hey guys, it's PT, math musician. We're going to assume that most people who are actually trying to be the 100 millionth subscriber to MrBeast are going to be following a live sub counter that updates once every second, like Social Blade or this cool live video from YT Battles. The links to both of those are in the description if you want to check them out. Likewise, we're going to assume that the amount of time that it takes for you to see the update to the sub count and then go over and click subscribe on MrBeast's channel is about 1 second. That's going to simplify our calculations a lot. It also fits well with the fact that live subcounts typically update around once every second. So by going with those assumptions, we are sort of controlling the time variable and just locking it in at 1 second of time is the window we're looking at. So let's restate the problem. When we say, what are the odds of being MrBeast's 100 millionth subscriber, what we're really asking is, what is the probability that the number of people who subscribe to MrBeast in the next second is exactly 99,999,999 minus C, where C is the most recent update to the live sub count. Now I know that was a little bit of a mouthful. In other words, it's like I'm asking, how likely is it that in the time that it takes me to click subscribe, the count will have increased to exactly one less than 100 million, making me the 100 millionth subscriber when I click it? That's what we're asking. And when we word the question that way, it's easier to translate it into math, which is what we're going to do now. So the random variable that we are working with in this problem is how many people subscribe to MrBeast per second. So we're going to call that X. So now we need to figure out what type of probability distribution this random variable has. Now, if you've ever taken a statistics class, that term should ring a bell, because you might remember the normal distribution. It's that bell-shaped curve. So a distribution that would fit our situation would be something called the Poisson distribution. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's French. It's like Poisson distribution. If I had a French audience, I think I just lost them. The Poisson distribution tells us the probability that a certain number of events will occur within a certain time interval, as long as we know the mean or average number of occurrences we expect to happen within that time interval. So here's what the Poisson probability distribution function looks like. Now, X is just whatever proposed value for the random variable that we're going to plug in. In our case, it's going to be the number of subscribers MrBeast gets in 1 second. So it's just values that we're plugging in for that. E is Euler's number. It's a constant. It's approximately 2.72. And this third symbol is called lambda, which represents the expected or average value of X. So it's like the average number of people who subscribe to MrBeast every second. Also, in case you don't know, the exclamation point means factorial. So for example, 5 factorial would be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, or 120. So yeah, fun facts. Or fun factorial. Fun fact tutorial. Fun fact in the tutorial about factorial. I need to stop. So before we can use this function to answer our question, we need to figure out what our lambda value is. That is, we need to know how many people subscribe to MrBeast every second. So how can we get an accurate estimation of MrBeast's future subscriber rate as he approaches 100 million subscribers? Fortunately, there's another example that we can look at of when somebody passed 100 million subscribers, namely PewDiePie. According to vidIQ, when PewDiePie hit 100 million subscribers,
yep, you saw that right, a jump of 70 subscribers in a single second.
So it's not unreasonable to assume that in the case of MrBeast, the number of subscribers per second would be at least 70, right as he approaches 100 million. But we can actually get an even better estimation of this. PewDiePie hit 100 million subs back in August of 2019, so about 3 years ago. And YouTube has grown pretty significantly as a platform in that time. According to Omnicore, YouTube's total annual users increased from 2 billion in 2019 to 2.6 billion in 2021. And if that trend continues, then here in 2022, we should see around 2.9 billion. Which is a 45% increase in the size of YouTube since PewDiePie hit his 100 million subscribers. So if we assume that the increased size of YouTube itself will impact the number of users who are, trying to be the 100 millionth subscriber, then we can take that 70 subs per second and increase it by 45%, which gives us 101.5. And this means that it is reasonable to assume that in the final seconds as Jimmy approaches 100 million subscribers, at least 100 people will be hitting the subscribe button every single second. And now if we plug in all of our values, our final function relating the current subcount, C, to the probability of being the 100 millionth subscriber, if you click the subscribe button right then, is f of c equals 100 to the quantity 99,999,999 minus c power over the quantity 99,999,999 minus c factorial, all multiplied by e to the negative 100th power. So that's the answer in general to our question for any given subcount below 100 million. Whatever the subcount is, you can take that and plug it into that function and it will tell you what the likelihood is of being the 100 millionth subscriber. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said that I would show you how you can maximize your chances of being MrBeast's 100 millionth subscriber. And if you've been paying attention to the video, then you may have already figured out what the answer is. Assuming that our lambda was correct, then the best time to click the subscribe button in order to maximize your chances is when the count is exactly 99,999,900. Exactly 100 away from being 100 million. So that's the magic number. That's something that you should shoot for when you're watching that live sub count as the numbers go up. If you get something that's at or around that, me personally, I would immediately click the subscribe button. That's how you would maximize your chances. So now the question is, if you do that, then what is the actual percentage probability of being the 100 millionth subscriber if you can hit that magic number? Well, if we plug in 99,999,900 into our function, which involves numbers that are literally too big for my calculator, so I had to plug it into Wolfram Alpha and have it do it, then that gives us a probability of 3.99%. So roughly 4%. That's your maximum chances of being MrBeast's 100 millionth subscriber. And that's if you can hit that magic number that's 100 away from 100 million subscribers. So there you go. Those are the odds of being MrBeast's 100 millionth subscriber. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please crush the like button and subscribe for more math and music. Leave a comment telling me what you thought of the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.